Vancouver is renowned as one of the world's most livable cities, often celebrated for its lush greenery and vibrant urban landscape. This appeal draws many to its picturesque shores, making it a highly desirable place to live. However, behind the allure of this city, often cited as home to some of the happiest people on Earth, lies a darker, more unsettling side. Nestled on the west coast of British Columbia, Canada, Vancouver stands as a major urban hub. Its breathtaking beauty is matched only by its high cost of living. As of the 2021 census, the city boasts a population of 662,248, with over 2.6 million residents in the Greater Vancouver area, making it the third largest metropolitan region in Canada. The city is named after Captain George Vancouver, an explorer who charted the Burrard Inlet in 1792. Positioned strategically on the Pacific Rim and at the western terminus of Canada's transcontinental highway and rail routes, Vancouver serves as a critical industrial center. The Port of Metro Vancouver, the largest and most diverse port in the country, facilitates trade worth over $175 billion annually, with more than 160 countries. This bustling port activity significantly contributes to the economy, generating a gross domestic product of approximately $9.8 billion and an economic output of $20.6 billion. Vancouver is also a key player in various industries, housing major companies in forestry and mining. In recent years, the city has seen substantial growth in sectors like software development, biotechnology, aerospace, video game development, animation studios, television production, and the film industry. The city's commitment to environmental sustainability is encapsulated in its ambitious goal to become the greenest city in the world, driven by its unique urban planning philosophy known as Vancouverism. Vancouver is a treasure trove for tourists, offering a variety of attractions that cater to diverse interests. Stanley Park, with its sprawling green spaces and scenic seawall, Capilano Suspension Bridge, providing thrilling heights and breathtaking views, and the Vancouver Aquarium, home to a myriad of marine life, are just a few highlights. During the winter months, the Cypress Mountain ski area becomes a haven for skiing and snowboarding enthusiasts. The city's natural bounty includes accessible forests, mountains, and beaches, making it a paradise for outdoor lovers. However, since last year, Vancouver has garnered a new controversial nickname, the Drug Haven City. This title reflects a side of the city that contrasts sharply with its frequent ranking among the world's top 10 most livable cities. Despite its stunning landscapes, certain areas in and around Vancouver, notably Hastings Street, are infamous for their bleak atmosphere, often described as resembling a zombie city due to the behavior of its homeless and drug-addicted residents. Cannabis is legally sold and consumed in Vancouver, with numerous specialty shops catering to users. This legal status contributes to Vancouver's reputation as a hub for drug users. Shockingly, there was even a store that sold heroin and cocaine in limited quantities, though the owner tragically succumbed to an overdose.
From the shop, but he told us one of his goals, if he was arrested, was to launch.
The stark reality is that British Columbia, the province where Vancouver is located, accounts for 1/3 of the 32,000 overdose deaths in Canada, prompting the government to declare a public health emergency. To combat this overdose crisis, the government has implemented a unique program, the decriminalization of drug possession. Under this initiative, individuals caught with small amounts of heroin, methamphetamine, ecstasy, or cocaine are not prosecuted. The rationale behind this policy is that the vast supply of illegal drugs is the primary cause of widespread harm, and a comprehensive public health approach is necessary to address the issue. Decriminalization is seen as a crucial first step and will be tested over a 3-year period. Imagine this. During the COVID-19 pandemic, many drug users were so desperate that they resorted to sourcing untested and hazardous illegal substances on their own. This led to a tragic outcome, with an estimated 2,272 suspected deaths from drug poisoning in 2022 alone. Drugs like fentanyl and other opioids, which are particularly dangerous, remain illegal if possessed in quantities exceeding 2.5 grams. The Vancouver Police Department has long followed a policy of not arresting individuals for possessing small amounts of drugs, whether for recreational use or to alleviate stress from work pressures. By not prosecuting those caught with small amounts of drugs, the aim is to address the issue as a public health problem rather than a criminal one. Public health experts believe that drug decriminalization will encourage users to consume drugs in safer environments where they can access treatment. Vancouver continues to seek solutions to this crisis, striving to protect its residents from the adverse effects of drug use. Despite its reputation as one of the world's most livable cities, Vancouver grapples with serious crime and violence issues that cast a shadow over its idyllic image. For instance, on July 25, 2022, a mass shooting resulted in the deaths of at least 3 people and left 2 others injured. The shooter, who was later killed in a gunfight with police, reportedly targeted homeless individuals. Gang violence also threatens Vancouver's security. In 2021, at Vancouver International Airport, Carmen Gruel, a 28-year-old gang member, was shot dead by armed suspects in what was believed to be a retaliatory attack for the death of another gangster. This incident underscores the increasing disregard for public safety among a new generation of gangsters. In addition, hate crimes against Asian people have seen a sharp rise in Vancouver since the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic. According to the Vancouver Police Department, there was a staggering 717% increase in racial crimes, jumping from 12 cases in 2019 to 98 cases in 2020. This is particularly shocking given that Vancouver boasts a significant Asian population, with 42% of the metropolitan area's residents being of Asian descent. Such a rise in race-based attacks in a multicultural city like Vancouver is both perplexing and deeply troubling. Violence has not been limited to racial crimes. Other incidents include a brutal attack on a driver by an unknown assailant near the Vancouver Art Gallery in 2021. Although gun crime in Canada accounts for less than 3% of overall crime, this figure has quintupled since 2009. In response, the Canadian government proposed stricter firearm regulations, including a ban on 1,500 types of military-grade assault weapons in 2020, following a mass shooting in Nova Scotia that resulted in 23 deaths. Vancouver continues to grapple with the complexities of crime and violence, influenced by various socioeconomic factors. Despite being one of the wealthiest cities in the world, it faces serious issues related to homelessness and poverty. The city's high cost of living makes it difficult for many people to secure affordable housing, leading to an increase in the homeless population. It raises the question, where can people live if they can't afford it? Oppenheimer Park has become a symbol of the struggle faced by the homeless. First Nations activists established a tent city in this park to demand better housing. They argue that the park sits on unceded land, which has never been formally surrendered to the city, and therefore they claim the right to reside there. Recently, similar issues have emerged at Crab Park, an official camping site in Vancouver. However, local authorities have been making significant efforts to evict the homeless campers, citing concerns over hygiene and safety. The homeless population in Vancouver often struggles with additional challenges such as drug addiction and discrimination. Many live in deplorable conditions, surrounded by used needles and garbage. These individuals frequently belong to sexual and ethnic minority groups, making them even more vulnerable to various forms of violence and discrimination. Despite being one of the wealthiest cities in the world, Vancouver faces stark social and economic disparities. A significant number of its residents live in poverty, lacking access to basic necessities such as adequate housing and health care. It's no wonder that Vancouver has been ranked as the third most expensive city globally. The combination of a high cost of living and insufficient social support exacerbates these issues, rendering homelessness and poverty chronic problems in the city. The homelessness crisis in Vancouver mirrors the challenges faced by many large cities around the world. Addressing this issue requires a comprehensive approach, including more affordable housing policies, robust mental health support services, and effective drug rehabilitation programs. Only through sustained and integrated efforts can Vancouver overcome its darker aspects and ensure that all its residents have the opportunity to live with dignity and security. Furthermore, the city's fight against homelessness highlights the need for systemic change. In Crab Park, as in other areas, the efforts to clear encampments often lead to further displacement without addressing the underlying causes. Many of the homeless have complex needs that require coordinated care and support, yet they find themselves in a cycle of eviction and instability. In conclusion, while Vancouver continues to be celebrated for its beauty and livability, it must also confront the harsh realities of homelessness, addiction, and discrimination. These challenges require innovative solutions and a commitment to equity and inclusion, ensuring that the city's prosperity is shared by all its inhabitants. Through a compassionate and strategic approach, Vancouver can work towards a future where everyone has access to safe housing, adequate health care, and the support needed to thrive.